Good morning, Scotland. Good morning, and welcome to the breakfast show for my DofE Journey 2022. This is the first one.
Can you see me or not, or am I?
No, absolutely. Those sound amazing. Aisley, thank you so much. And you kicked us off with our first DofE hack of the week, so thank you very much.
Excellent. It'd be great to hear if anyone's using these as well.
Absolutely. I want to see people running down the street going, chase my zombies.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Muir. I'm from Aberdeen and I'm a skier on the GB team. It was before my exams. I actually did it, so my time was a bit better to manage. And I did skiing volunteering. So when I skied and I coached down at the dry slope as my volunteering, and I did skiing as my physical. So those were easy to incorporate. So then it was just the skill, which I was doing drumming. So even when I was away for a week trip, I would just take my drumsticks and do it on some cushions, which at least it was still working on the skill. So it was really easy to manage for me with being able to do two of the things within skiing.
It doesn't seem to be a sport that, I'm going to go and become like a athlete. What made you get into that?
Well, I actually started skiing just before I was 4 because all my family skied, so we learned to ski so we could ski on the Scottish mountains, which are obviously really great. But then it was down at the local dry slope in Aberdeen is where I started freestyle, because I went to a kids club and then saw all the people doing the jump and just really was inspired by it.
Everyone was just speaking nonsense. So a lot of our chats are very memorable chats, probably I can't share, but it was just really funny. And I remember during like bronze, we ended up taking the wrong route like several times, and we got stuck surrounded by a bunch of sheep. So we thought, okay, like let's do something with this then, because our aim at the time was to make like a documentary of the outdoors. So we kind of like, when you do those like YouTube voiceovers of like, cooking a recipe or something, we did a voiceover of what the sheeps were doing, and just like we just came up with the most random stuff, and it was hilarious.
I remember from my bronze, sat around the fire, and just kind of always been, I feel as if when you go out in an expedition, you can meet completely different strangers. You wouldn't know them, but yet by the end of that expedition.
I've always wanted to do it because I've heard about it, a lot before. So I just decided to sign up for it. Definitely best decision I've made in school. It was such a good experience, honestly.
And my year was actually like, my group was kind of the first ones in our school to do it, and I guess quite a while, or for as long as I'd been there, that was the first time that it was introduced. So we were kind of like the guinea pigs for the school, and then now it's completely picked up.
And making that decision and having the amount of support that I had from like Gillian, I wouldn't have went back to do Duke Edinburgh, and I'm so thankful that I just enjoyed the first bronze to go back and do it. I feel as if when people hear about the Duke of Edinburgh, they go, oh, that's that thing that you walk and you carry the big bags, and like, why do you want to sleep on the ground? It is not that. It is the complete utter opposite. But obviously, you do walk and you do sleep on the ground, basically, right? But it's so much more than that. It's so much more rewarding. It's so interesting, and as you said, you do think after doing Duke of Edinburgh, you do think you're like, have I really just done that?
How amazing was that?
Typical Asian family, lots of nephew, nieces, lots of cousins, uncles, aunts, and I come from a generation where you only had 5 channels. You only had 5 channels on TV, but you spent a lot of time outdoors playing with your mates football at the weekend and stuff. And growing up with that, and as time has changed, the families have grown. But that kind of quality time with families and sitting down and going out with your kids, and there's never been outdoors. It's never been hill walking. There's never been anything kind of outdoor related. Let's just go for a hill walk. His friends, my friends. The community was kind of getting was for messaging us, says, give me a shout when you're out next and we'll come along as well. At that time there was nothing in the family. We ignored all the messages. But as more and more people get in contact with us, we thought, you know what, there might be something here, we might have kind of stumbled upon something. and that's where Boots and Beers was. He was his stand was two tables down from us, and he knocked on our table. Goes, "Nah, we need to have a chat," and that chat became one of the best kind of decisions that we've made, taking on a license and helping Duke of Edinburgh kind of promote within the, just like Kevin doesn't miss an opportunity, I don't miss an opportunity either, because I think every opportunity, whenever there's community involved, you need to kind of let people know and get kind of that talk going about what Duke of Edinburgh is. I mean, when Kevin knocked at my table 3-4 years ago, I never heard of Duke of Edinburgh. When he explained the whole programme, I thought, this is brilliant. Why have I not done this? And then I thought, well, if I haven't heard it, fast forward 10, 15, 20 years, there's a lot of parents now who still haven't heard about it. So I don't miss an opportunity. And people now know within the community that Boots and Beers, Duke of Edinburgh, and they know that we're involved. So I still get text messages, people still stop me, whether it be in the supermarket, say, "Oh, you guys do Duke of Edinburgh. Can I enroll my son or daughter?" Well, yeah, it's fine. It'll be June, July sort of thing. So what has got round that we do the Duke of Edinburgh, even though I have become a bit of a celebrity.
You know, you're a small community organisation which is growing and flourishing, but 82 young people it's a fantastic reach.
To kind of break each barrier down one by one. A text message from a parent saying, "Do you know what? Because of you guys, Boots and Beers, my daughter got into medical school." Companies need to see more of what they're getting, and it's through Duke of Edinburgh kids of colour will get that chance to skill up, to learn certain skills which they won't learn through just by doing school, just by going to school or go to university. There's other things, other extracurricular activities that they need to do to beef up the CV, to shine.
And we're back for day 2. Here we go, I can't believe it. My DofE Journey 2022 breakfast show.
Just before, like 5 minutes before you know you've got a group coming in, it's always handy just to kind of quickly pull up eDofE and look at what some of them have done for their volunteering section and what some of them have done for their physical section that week. And it means that when they come in, you can start chatting to them. And this will empower the other young people to start focusing on their sections because they know you're checking it on a weekly basis, and it gets them, okay, I've got to upload evidence in case they ask me next week. And it just lets them know as well that you're taking a keen interest in their other 3 sections, the volunteer and physical and skills, and it shows that you're putting that time and dedication to say, "Oh, I see that you done litter picking this week. How'd that go? How'd you get on? What did you end up doing? Where did you go for it?" And these kind of little questions just empowers the young people to make sure they're really developing and they're on board.
I just thought it was a really good discussion around how we could maybe embed it into eDofE better and how we could communicate with the young people to get a better response from them.
Today we're delighted to be joined by the Chief Executive of Eastline Scotland, Mr. Tim Fruit. You're a Gold Award holder, is that correct?
I am, yes.
Fab.
I've been able to do my bronze, silver and gold with Universal Connections, which was a really good opportunity. I learned so many things and it really was life-changing as well. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're a silver award holder, but you've gone on to your gold as well, is that correct?
Yeah, currently finishing it.
Oh, awesome. Am I correct in saying that you're a bit of a sports person as well?
Yeah.
Cool, what do you do?
Currently I'm shortlisted athlete for the Commonwealth Games for wrestling.
So it was quite exciting to see, like, you might have been part of somebody's journey at one point, and then actually they have significant influence. Assume you know nothing. I think also staying in touch with the times more broadly. Young people are not different species. It might feel like a long way away from an old person like me, but you're not. We're human. We're a family, we're a community. We are uncles, aunts, cousins.
I am delighted to welcome as our guest Steve Kingston, who is Executive Director of Strategy and Engagement with DofE.
Thank you so much for inviting me back. Welcome everybody.
Hello.
Hi James, hi Amy, nice to see you.
Hello. Nice to see you. I do want to apologise. I feel like I'm looking very posh right now in my shirt and tie. I've literally just finished my work.
I think a lot of people
you know, they go to school and they maybe don't get a chance to do DofE, and then they assume that's sort of it. That was the case for me anyway. I didn't get an opportunity in school, and I was like, oh, you know, it sounds so interesting, I'm never going to get the chance.
One of the youth ambassadors that I spoke to earlier in my time here said, you know, at its best, DofE feels like an older sibling.
Good morning, everybody, and we're back, day 3.
Not setting deadlines, but kind of, you know, giving the right information at the right time and supporting them. So kind of drip feeding and not being afraid to drop in inspirational stuff, because they do like it.
So when they went on expedition, they actually, you know, put together a spreadsheet about who was wearing what makeup and kind of these charts to kind of grade each thing. And they took photographs on the expedition, and they had a fantastic time.
Duke of Edinburgh is a fantastic programme. I know that it helps you develop a lot of skills that you probably have anyway, but they really bring them to the fore.
And today we are going to be talking about out-of-season expeds. Some people refer to that warm fuzzy feeling.
Are we not going to see the dance from Pete from earlier?
Oh, is there a dance, Pete? Oh, I did see that. Right, I'll tell you what.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Pete's gonna do it. Yes, Pete. Yes, Pete. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The background's doing us a favour. Yeah, Morning. How are we both?
Good morning, Chris.
This is good, thank you.
Do you think that DofE has got an important role to play for young people in helping them reconnect and re-engage and build back confidence and a sense of achievement as we come out of the pandemic? Obviously, DofE made some changes to keep going through the pandemic, and so we've kept a lot of that engagement going. But what do you think DofE particularly can do to support young people as they hopefully emerge from the pandemic, and us as leaders can do to support those young people on that journey?
I am going to disappear and hand over to Gary and Megan, who will introduce themselves and take you through the presentation, which Ainsley is going to show up once they've done that. So enjoy, everybody.
Key point, make sure I unmute my mic. Good. Thanks very much for making it along, everybody. I'm Gary Kirkpatrick and I work with Dumfries and Galloway Council.
Thanks, Gary. I'm Regan Jackson and I'm a Senior Youth Development Worker with Dumfries and Galloway Council.
Good morning, everybody. Here we are for day 5. Breakfast show is back. I cannot believe it. It's what a week. It's been absolutely incredible.
So we ask our young people to get involved in their community, whether it's through their volunteering or their physical or their skill. And it's all about community. It's all about them being part of their community and that lifelong involvement in everything. But what is community? So my very, very simple hack is community is where you are. So it is whether it's in your school, your street, your family, wherever it is, that's it. Community is where you are, and any involvement, anything that you do, whether it's your volunteering, your physical or your skill, is involving and enriching that community.
Thanks, Chris. Fatima, do you want to go first?
Yeah, of course. So hi everyone, it's great to be here. I'm Fatima Ishaq, I'm from Dundee and I'm an S6 pupil.
Hi, I'm Kaylee, and as Chris said, I'm a gold participant from Perth and Kinross, and I've also been a youth ambassador the last 10 months, which has been an absolute honour to do. And today we're going to ask Ruth some questions.
It's really great to be with you this morning. Thank you so much, and to round off what's been a brilliant week.
Magic.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm Tamsin.
And we go to Portness High School.
And we're the climate ambassadors for climate change.
And then we've just done our achieved our bronze Duke of Edinburgh, and now we're starting our silver.
Yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. And I was really lucky I managed to pop in for your certificate presentation. So it was always it's the first presentation I've been along to since COVID and everything locked down. So that was really, really nice. It was good to see so many of you getting your certificates. Hannah, could you introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, I'm Hannah Duncanson. Go to Calderhead, and I've just completed my silver DofE and I'm going on to my gold.